When we think of speed in the animal kingdom, the cheetah usually comes to mind. Sprinting across the savanna, it maxes out at roughly 120 kilometers per hour, 389 kilometers per hour. Traveling at 242 miles per hour through the open atmosphere generates lethal physical forces. If a human fell at this velocity, the incoming wind pressure would rupture our lungs and dry our eyes until we went blind. To survive a free fall like this, the falcon operates as a highly specialized biological machine, engineered from the skeleton outward to withstand aerodynamic pressures that should logically destroy it. Long before the dive begins, the falcon cruises at a modest 50 kilometers per hour, methodically scanning the landscape below. Comparing visual hardware, a human retina contains 30,000 photoreceptors per square millimeter. The Peregrine's packs 1 million into that same space. Within this layout, dual foveae operate simultaneously, granting both telephoto magnification and extremely precise binocular depth perception. To maintain this optical clarity in bright daylight, dark malar stripes beneath the eyes absorb solar radiation, drastically reducing glare against the open sky. Integrating these optical adaptations allows the peregrine to spot and lock onto a single pigeon from over a mile away. Once the target is acquired, the dive sequence initiates. This specialized freefall is known as the stoop. The bird tucks its wings inward, surrendering its forward momentum to gravity. As it accelerates, the peregrine utilizes morphing wings. It transitions from a broad, diamond-shaped cruising wingspan into a tight, highly compressed vacuum pack against its body. Its teardrop body shape perfectly parts the air. Stiff, highly structured contour feathers lock together seamlessly, preventing any drag-inducing flutter as the wind speed increases. Through these immediate postural shifts, the biological organism is converted into a frictionless, aerodynamic projectile. Approaching 200 kilometers per hour, the incoming dynamic air pressure acts like a solid wall. A standard avian respiratory system would be overwhelmed, making inhalation impossible. Looking at this fluid dynamics vector diagram, we see a small bony structure inside the falcon's nostril called a tubercle. Functioning like the inlet cone on a supersonic jet engine, it breaks high-velocity air into safe spiral vortices, allowing the bird to breathe continuously. Simultaneously, a translucent third eyelid, called a nictitating membrane, acts as a rapid windshield wiper. It works in tandem with highly viscous, syrupy tears that refuse to evaporate under the extreme wind shear, keeping the corneas intact. To fuel the massive energy requirements of the flight muscles under this strain, the peregrine's heart pumps at 900 beats per minute, rapidly circulating oxygen. These combined internal systems function as a localized life support environment, actively neutralizing the lethal physics of the descent in real time. Nearing 300 kilometers per hour, the next mechanical hurdle is target acquisition. Tracking an erratic, moving object at this velocity typically causes severe motion blur. The peregrine processes visual data at a critical flicker fusion frequency of 129 Hz. Because its brain samples optical information at more than double the human rate, the high-speed environment is effectively perceived in slow motion. This geometric diagram shows the intercept algorithm. Instead of flying directly at its prey's current position, the falcon uses proportional navigation, a mathematical trajectory modeling the target's future location. It is the exact same guidance system used by military missiles. In the final seconds before intercept, the bird pulls out of the vertical dive, generating an incredible 25 G-forces. This is a mechanical load that would instantly crush a human skeleton. The peregrine's bones are hollow to save weight, but they are internally reinforced with dense, crisscrossed struts. Combined with an oversized keelbone, the skeleton absorbs the massive deceleration without fracturing. The primary strike relies entirely on kinetic energy. The falcon delivers a high-speed blow with a clenched fist of talons, designed to knock the prey out of the air on impact. If the initial blow doesn't kill the target, a secondary mechanism takes over. A notched groove on the beak, known as the tomial tooth, is used to sever the cervical vertebrae and instantly snap the prey's spine. From the initial morphing of the wings to the final kinetic transfer, the stoop seamlessly blends advanced targeting software with devastating mechanical force. the violence of the strike serves a quiet purpose. Prey is carried back to a cliffside nest, where falcons operate as highly dedicated parents. Generating enough food for a clutch of 2 to 5 chicks over a 32-day incubation and rearing period requires absolute hunting efficiency. The physiological conditioning required for the stoop also supports extreme biological endurance. Peregrines undertake marathon migrations, flying routes that stretch up to 10,671 kilometers. Leaving the freezing tundra of the North American Arctic, they travel south for winter, navigating across hemispheres to reach the coastal desert cliffs of Peru. This journey features distinct gender dynamics. The larger, heavier females generally stay closer to home to defend breeding territories, while the smaller, more aerodynamic males undertake the longest flights. The cardiovascular power necessary to survive a 10-second freefall directly translates to the stamina required for a cross-hemisphere commute. Despite millions of years of evolutionary refinement, this biological machine proved highly vulnerable. In the 1970s, the species was pushed to the absolute edge of extinction. The human-made pesticide DDT accumulated aggressively up the food chain. When falcons consumed contaminated prey, the chemicals thinned their eggshells, causing them to shatter during incubation. Total ecological collapse was averted through aggressive chemical bans, meticulous scientific banding, and massive captive breeding programs that systematically reintroduced healthy chicks into the wild. As populations recovered, the falcons demonstrated their adaptability. They traded natural stone cliffs for urban skyscrapers, turning dense concrete cities into thriving hunting grounds. The peregrine falcon's anatomy allows it to pull out of a terminal velocity dive just seconds before impact. When given a chance, it managed to pull out of extinction with that exact same resilience.